Newly diagnosed with type 2 diabetes? You probably feel overwhelmed and confused. You're asking yourself, what now? First, take a deep breath. You have type 2 diabetes. And yes, it's a big deal. But you know what? It's also something you can deal with. When people first find out that they have diabetes, it's sometimes scary, or sad, or even hard to believe. After all, you probably don't feel sick, or any different than you felt before you were told you have diabetes. And yet it is very important to take this disease seriously. Some people who learn they have diabetes worry that it means their life is over, or that they won't be able to do everything they used to do. Neither of those things is true. What is true is that you may need to change some things about your daily routine. It's not your fault that you got diabetes, but it is your job to take care of yourself. Luckily, there's a lot that you can do to keep yourself healthy. Remember, you have a community to fall back on. You don't have to maneuver this by yourself. You have the support of countless others who have felt the same shock. Your diagnosis is simply the first step. There are ways you can manage your diabetes, through diet, exercise, medical support and emotional help. Dig in, take action, and know that we have everything you need to help you live a long, healthy life surrounded by people who know exactly what you're going through. To use glucose as energy, your body needs insulin. But with type 2 diabetes, your body doesn't make enough insulin or doesn't use it well, and your body's cells can't use glucose for the energy it needs. When glucose stays in your blood, it can cause serious problems. While there is no cure for type 2 diabetes, there are ways to manage your condition, through a balanced diet, an active lifestyle and, in some cases, medicine. About medication. Medicine can be another key to managing your type 2 diabetes. Work with your doctor to see what medicines can help you keep your blood sugar in your target range. Some people take both pills and insulin, some pills or insulin by itself. If you're starting new medicines, ask your doctor, pharmacist, or diabetes educator the following questions. How many pills do I take? How often should I take them, and when? Should I take my medicine on an empty stomach or with food? What if I forget to take my medicine and remember later? What side effects could I have? What should I do if I have side effects? Will my diabetes medicine cause a problem with any of my other medicines? And always be sure to take your meds as directed. About diet. The diabetes plate method is the easiest way to create healthy meals that can help manage blood sugar. Using this method, you can create perfectly portioned meals with a healthy balance of vegetables, protein, and carbohydrates. To start out, you need a plate that is not too big. The size of our plate usually determines the size of our portions, so you want to start with a reasonably sized plate. We recommend about 9 inches across. If your dinner plates are larger than this, try using a smaller salad or dessert plate for your meals. Or, if your dinner plates have a lip or artwork inside the edge, use that as a border for filling your plate. Now that you have the right plate, it's time to fill it. Imagine 2 lines drawn on your plate breaking it up into 3 sections. Section 1. Fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables. Non-starchy vegetables are lower in carbohydrate, so they do not raise blood sugar very much. They are also high in vitamins, minerals, and fiber, making them an important part of a healthy diet. Filling half your plate with non-starchy vegetables means you will get plenty of servings of these superfoods. Non-starchy vegetables include, but are not limited to, asparagus, broccoli or cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage such as green, red, Napa, bok choy, Chinese, carrots, celery, cucumber, eggplant, leafy greens such as kale, collards, mustard greens, or Swiss chard, mushrooms, okra, green beans, pea pods, snow peas, and sugar snap peas, peppers such as bell peppers and hot peppers, salad greens such as lettuce, spinach, arugula, endive, and other salad mixes, squash such as zucchini, yellow squash, chayote, spaghetti squash, and tomatoes. Section 2. Fill 1/4 of your plate with lean protein foods. Foods high in protein such as fish, chicken, lean beef, soy products, and cheese are all considered protein foods. Protein foods, especially those from animal sources, usually contain saturated fat, which may increase your risk of heart disease. Lean proteins are lower in fat and saturated fat, making them a healthier choice. Examples of lean protein foods include but are not limited to chicken, turkey, and eggs. Fish like salmon, cod, tuna, tilapia, or swordfish. Shellfish like shrimp, scallops, clams, mussels, or lobster. Lean beef cuts such as chuck, round, sirloin, flank, or tenderloin. Lean pork cuts such as center loin chop or tenderloin. Cheese and cottage cheese. Plant-based sources of protein include beans, lentils, hummus, and falafel. Nuts and nut butter. Tofu and tempeh. Plant-based meat substitutes. Keep in mind that some plant-based protein foods, like beans and legumes, can also be high in carbohydrates. Section 3. Fill 1/4 of your plate with complex carbs. Complex carbs are a very important part of a healthy diet. Foods that are higher in complex carbohydrates include grains, starchy vegetables, beans and legumes, fruit, yogurt, and milk. These foods have the greatest effect on blood sugar. Limiting your portion of carbohydrate foods to 1/4 of your plate can help keep blood sugars from rising too high after meals. Examples of complex carbohydrate foods are, but not limited to, whole grains such as brown rice, bulgur, oats, oatmeal, polenta, popcorn, quinoa, and whole grain products, bread, pasta, tortillas. Starchy vegetables such as acorn squash, butternut squash, green peas, parsnips, plantain, potato, pumpkin, and sweet potato or yams. Beans and legumes such as black, kidney, pinto, and garbanzo beans. Fruits. Dairy products like milk, yogurt, and milk substitutes, i.e. soy milk. And to round it off, choose water or a low-calorie drink. Water is the best choice because it contains no calories or carbohydrates and has no effect on blood sugar. Other zero or low-calorie drink options include but are not limited to unsweetened tea, hot or iced. Unsweetened coffee, hot or iced. Sparkling water, club soda. Flavored water or sparkling water without added sugar. For diabetics, drinking water can help to reduce your blood sugar or glucose levels by diluting the amount of sugar in the bloodstream. Adequate intake of water also helps to alleviate the dehydration that comes with excess urination caused by high glucose levels. Stay hydrated. What about combination foods? Our meals don't always fit neatly into the sections of the plate. Many dishes combine the different food types together, like soups, casseroles, sandwiches, pizza, pasta, etc. You can still use the plate method when preparing and portioning combination foods. Just identify the different foods in the dish and think about where they would fit in the plate. For example, in a slice of pizza, the crust would be the carbohydrate food, the cheese and any meats on top would be the protein foods, and the tomato sauce and any vegetables on top would be the non-starchy vegetables. Try to prepare combination dishes with the same proportions as the plate. So, to build a pizza using the plate method, choose a whole grain thin crust to reduce the portion of carbohydrates, and top it with lots of vegetables instead of meat, or choose a lean meat. Stick to just 1 or 2 slices and serve with a side salad so that half your meal is non-starchy vegetables. Regular exercise can help put you back in control of your life. If you're not into regular exercise, putting together an exercise plan can be a bummer. But remember, along with your diet and medications, regular physical activity is an important part of managing diabetes or dealing with pre-diabetes. Because when you're active, your cells become more sensitive to insulin, so it works more effectively to lower your blood glucose, or blood sugar. Exercise just makes you feel better. So, however you want to do it, taking regular walks around the block, going for a run, or signing up for a marathon, getting started is the most important part. Get started safely. It doesn't matter where you are physically. If you've never set foot in a gym, that's okay, as long as you start doing something now. If you haven't been very active or are worried about your health, it's important to consult your doctor and start slowly. Light walking is a great place to start, and a great habit to incorporate into your life. Walk with a loved one or just by yourself while listening to an audiobook, or your favorite music. Set goals every day and meet them and you'll start feeling like you're back in control of your life. Even little changes make a big difference. If you're still struggling with getting started or feeling overwhelmed by the idea of starting a more active life, take heart. Every change, no matter how small, makes a difference in your ability to manage diabetes. Say that again. Every change, no matter how small, makes a difference in managing diabetes. The power to change is firmly in your hands. So get moving. Today. One more thing. Testing our glucose levels is very important. Testing should be done first thing in the morning, which is our fasting number, and 2 hours after meals to understand how different foods affect our levels. Once you have everything under control, you can reduce the number of times a day you test, but testing should always include our fasting number. Okay then, what have we learned? Diabetes, while not curable, is very manageable. It is up to us to do the right things, including following a healthy diet, taking our medications as directed, staying hydrated, exercising, and testing. Remember, we are all in this together. You got this.